Thanks, Goose. More and more, we're starting to see games weave in an element of education into their gameplay.
Never Alone strives to do this with native Alaskan storytelling and old-school platforming. The story at the core of Never Alone is that of a small village caught in the grip of a seemingly never-ending blizzard. The village can no longer hunt and is close to starvation, but one little girl refuses to accept that and sets off to find the source of the blizzard.
Yes, this story has actually been passed down for generations in native Alaskan culture, but recently they wanted to embrace new ways of sharing their stories, and that's what inspired this game.
Yeah, and it sure has an authentic feel, doesn't it? From the art style to the narration, it's clear the developers worked intimately with the Alaskan people to craft this experience. The game's story was scripted by an Alaskan, and as you progress through the game, you unlock a series of mini documentaries about the local hunting and gathering culture.
The hair was the longest and the skin was the thickest, and we would use those for our winter gear. With that stuff on, you could sleep outside in 50 below and it wouldn't bother you a bit.
Negative 50 hex.
I know. I mean, it's hard to imagine how they could survive in such a harsh climate. Which is partly why I found these documentaries so interesting, and I loved how neatly they tied into the game's locations.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the gameplay. The young girl, Nuna, starts off alone in the snow, with nothing to help keep her alive except the ability to jump. But very early on, she's joined by a helpful fox, who stays with her for the rest of her journey.
I think they did such a great job of injecting genuine personality into both Nuna and the fox. They both have an innocent and playful nature to them, which made it all more heartbreaking to see their reactions whenever one of them died.
It is possible to play this game in co-op, which in my experience is definitely the way to go. If you play solo, you'll need to constantly flick back and forth between the characters.
The AI pathfinding's not great though, is it?
Yeah, not at all. In fact, it's quite frustrating. If the AI comes across anything other than a single jump, they just stand there and do nothing. Even worse than that though, I kept having to replay sections because my AI buddy had died when I wasn't in control of them. And it just stalls the experience a bit.
Yeah, it's a shame they didn't come up with a better solution to have one player control both characters. And the platforming is quite simplistic, so perhaps they could have taken inspiration from Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, where you controlled both characters at once, each from a different half of the controller. But at least having the co-op solves that problem, and I really enjoyed that.
After you make some progress, the pair gain a few new tricks. Nuna gets the ability to smash ice obstacles with her bowler, and by timing wind gusts, she can make some spectacular leaps.
Yes, and the fox can claw his way up icy walls. But his most useful talent is the ability to summon spirit platforms for the pair to use.
It's very useful in co-op, but as a solo player, it is a bit of a chore manually activating all of those platforms. Especially the more complicated sections where the characters are solving puzzles together. This AI just feels like dead weight.
It was far less frustrating for me. I mean, the platforming itself, I agree, isn't incredible, but I really enjoyed the 4 hours or so I spent with this game. There's a nice range of beautifully drawn locations, and the pair's journey was genuinely touching. What are you going to give it?
Well, I think the story is well crafted, and those documentaries are fascinating, but it just has so many rough edges. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10.
Well, clearly when this is viewed as a co-op experience, this platformer has a lot more going for it, and I thought the story was really poignant, so I'm giving it 7.5.